Councilman DeFlippo.
Here.
Councilman Spurlock.
Here.
Councilman Smolder.
Here.
Councilwoman Marker.
Here.
Councilman Strider.
Here.
Councilman Lilly.
Here.
Councilman Reimer.
Here.
Councilwoman Walker. Here. And Mayor Meyer.
Here.
You have quorum, sir.
Thank you, Marge. Please stand. Councilman Ryman's going to lead us in a word of prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day you've given us and to watch care over us, dear God. And we thank you for our city. The way our workers step up to the plate, dear God, and take care of us, make it a great place to live. And we're thankful for each one of them, dear God, a place that we're proud to call home. These things we ask in your name. And amen.
Thank you, Council. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Marge.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion to approve the previous minutes, please. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Also need a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting on April the 16th.
So moved.
Is there a second on that one?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Thank you all. City's monthly financial statement, Councilman.
Make a motion to accept this file.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Walker. Any discussion on that? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all. Excuse me. Petitions, communications, and public hearings. Item A, to take that off the agenda again. I don't know if we're ever going to get that one done for the kids, but anyway. Item B, to recognize Rusty Webb. Is Rusty here? I didn't think I saw him come in. It's strike two on him too, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was on there last time too. Huh? Okay, well, if Rusty pops in here, we'll go back and get him later. Item C is to recognize the SC Dunbar Youth Soccer Club. I know they're here. I see them. Come on up to the podium, whoever's speaking on behalf of your group. And welcome.
Hey, good evening. My name is John Segsworth. I am a coach and a board member of SCDU. We are a community soccer league or club, part of the KBSL, which is the Kanawha Valley Soccer League. We have about 227 registered players this spring. We'll have about 300 total throughout the year. 21 teams or so, 4 of which are middle school and high school. We play about 8 games in the spring, about 8 games in the fall. U8 and above have the opportunity to participate in countywide tournaments as well, so they get a lot of time playing soccer. A lot of kids participate. All the current high school players have been with SCDU for at least the last several years, some of which since they've been 5 years old, so we've taken them all the way up from some of the really young kids that you see here to playing high school. And that's kind of our goal, is to provide soccer as an opportunity for kids, reasonably cost, and to help out our school teams and to kind of build that pipeline. We have 25 volunteer coaches, 11 volunteer board members, and several other volunteer parents that help us run this league. We could not do it without those volunteers. We could also not do it without you guys, the staff of the city, the mayor. There's quite a number of folks that help us out, keeping the fields looking good, keeping all the lights on, and just helping us play soccer and giving these children the opportunity to play. So we really appreciate that. We wanted to give the mayor.
All right. Spelled my name right and everything. All right.
Got some shirts for Mick and his crew too, because they help us out
Great.
probably more than anybody. So
You spelled my name right. I'm going to come around and get it. My mom will be proud.
you want a picture with all the kids?
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. All right, y'all come on up and we'll do it right in front of my desk in front of the city seal. Anybody, coaches too, come on up. I'll hold up the jersey.
That's right. Up you, baby.
Department heads are scattered. You guys come on this side. I'll bounce it out. There we go. Good deal. I don't know why these department heads scatter when the camera's on. All right, good deal. We're good. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Anyone else want to say anything? Guys, have a great season.
We got practice now.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know, I like to use my hands too much. Thank you all, appreciate you coming. Yeah, absolutely.
You can get these to Mick.
Okay, give them to Gerald, he'll take care of it. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Okay, item, where we at, D, Margie?
Yes.
Item D, if you'd read the resolution, please, Margie.
This supplemental resolution providing for the acquisition and construction of certain extensions, additions, betterments, and improvements to the existing public sewage system of the city of South Charleston and the financing of the cost not otherwise provided thereof through the issuance by the city of not more than $5 million in aggregate principal amount of sewer revenue bonds, Series 2023, a West Virginia CWSRF program, providing for the rights and remedies of and security for the registered owners of such bonds, authorizing execution and delivery of all documents relating to the issuance of such bonds, approving, ratifying, and confirming a bond purchase agreement relating to such bonds, authorizing the sale and providing for the terms and provisions of such bonds, and adopting other provisions relating thereto.
We'll get it on the floor. Is there a motion to approve this resolution, please?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by, this is U.S., Councilman Smolder. We got bond counsel, we got Arnett here to answer questions or have any comments. Anybody got any comments? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is for the Liberty Street Sewer Improvement Project. You approved the bond ordinance and project ordinance back in November. This authorizes the actual sale of the bonds, and the city has to issue the bonds, just so you know. The sanitary board doesn't have the authority to, and the pledge and security for the bonds is the sewer revenues. So you'll be issuing $3,522,2,850. You're also getting $1 million grant from the Water Development Authority and a $113,000 grant from the Infrastructure Council and a $7,000 contribution from the sanitary board. Happy to answer any questions.
Council members have any questions?
Also,
Yes.
You have a paper copy of the supplemental resolution. This is different from the one that was included in your packets. The only change was the depository bank. We had the incorrect bank listed, but since you vote on what is in the packet, and the minutes will reflect that you're approving the bank that is listed on your paper copy. Technicality, but all's good.
Yeah.
Arnett, you have any comments? Have you
No.
or Steve or anybody? Other questions from council members to anybody on this issue?
So what, like, is there a specific area that we're upgrading?
This is the Liberty Street pump station.
Oh,
Yeah,
Liberty Street.
Yeah, I can get described it. Liberty Street is the biggest pump station or lift station that we have in South Charleston. It's located in Jefferson Park, and it treats all the sewer from McKinley, which we call Green Valley, and gravity feeds all the way to Liberty Street, and then it goes to the treatment plant. And what happened is the H2S gas, which is hydrogen sulfate gas, is eating up the interior of the lift station. So we'll have to sandblast it to find good material, and then you'll have a shotcrete contractor come in and shotcrete concrete around the infrastructure of the lift station. As well as we're going to put a bypass pump, and we need to upgrade the odor control system to keep the odor down in the area.
And this is one step of many to come.
Yes, sir.
For the upgrade of our sanitary sewer system that we're required to do by federal law.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's kind of what we're trying to,
Right. And that's what
Go
Steve
ahead.
started for the rate
Yes.
increase.
Yes.
That we
got
back in
that big
2016.
buck. Yeah, we
Yes.
got that big
Right.
buck.
yes.
One of quite many that we've already done.
Right.
And there'll be many more to follow.
Yeah, it's
Big
a,
buck.
yeah, it's a long, it's pretty significant. But anyway, and we're doing exactly what we said we were going to do back in 2016 when the rate increase had to be put in place, because basically DEP said if you don't,
Yes.
we're going to start fining and things like that. So we were kind of up against the wall. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now we're at the point where we're doing the actual work. And not now, we've been doing it. This is one of the bigger ones, I
This is
think.
one of the bigger ones
Yeah.
that we could not fund $5 million out of Arnett's budget.
And it need to be done now, but it also needs to be done now, so we're done and out of the way, so when we develop Jefferson Park, we're not in our own way.
Right.
That's a good point. When you think about it, that's a good point.
So when will the work start?
The bids are open.
Yes, the
Awarded.
bid, but we have to go through this process, then what's the
Close
process?
on May
Needs the money, Laura.
Yes, yeah, it's hard to answer because we gotta get this process first, yes.
just shortly after that. Usually the contractors are pretty eager.
Yes.
We'll start this calendar year, right?
Yes,
Oh,
we start,
okay,
yeah, we
okay.
have to start this calendar.
Well, that's fair. I mean, it's already April, so
Should.
time flies when you're having fun, but yeah.
It depends on, there's a lot of paperwork involved, the contractor's already been selected, his bids are selected, he's in the process of getting his bonds and paperwork in. So I'm guessing within 60 days, we should be ready
Yeah,
to
we
get a
close
notice.
on May 8th, and usually after that, once the bonds are issued, and then the money can be drawn down.
Yeah, no more than, I would think no more than 60 days from right now, we should be.
Yeah. And as a sanitary board, we've been dealing with this for, seems like a couple of years.
Oh, yeah, we've been, yes, through this process.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. So we have a motion and a second to pass this resolution. Is there any more questions or comments on this particular resolution? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Resolution passes. Thank you all. Item E, Margie.
is sweep resolution.
That sounds pretty serious, Margie.
Yep,
Is that it?
that's what it says.
I was waiting for more.
This just
Okay.
authorizes the municipal bond commission to sweep the revenue account of the sanitary board every month for debt service payments. This is standard practice. You've done it for your prior bond issues.
Okay. Okay. Anything else on it? Okay. Questions or comments from council? Well, again, motion. Let's get a motion on the floor. Motion to pass this resolution, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Council, is that you again, Wes Smolder, Council Smolder. Any questions or comments on this one? These are all related, by the way. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes. Last one, item F. Margie, if you read the resolution, please.
Resolution of the South Charleston City Council approving invoices relating to design, construction, and other services for the Liberty Street Lift Station Rehabilitation Project.
Is there a motion to pass this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Spurlock. Any discussion on this one? Any comments on this one?
This is just before first draw resolution. These are the expenses, mostly engineering, that have been accrued up to this point. And so the Clean Water State Revolving Fund, once we close the loan and the bonds are issued on May 8th, will, it's about a little over $200,000. They'll send that money to the sanitary board. This authorizes the sanitary board to pay those expenses.
Okay.
And they already approved this on Tuesday, the sanitary board.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Resolution passes. Thank you all. Thank you. Consideration of any bids.
None this evening, sir.
Report of department heads. Good Lord.
Got
Wow,
survived
man.
everything the past 2 weeks.
Everybody's tired. Yes, Steve.
Mayor, I'll just give a little credit with our MS4 stormwater permit, and it's appropriate to say it now. After our big storm and our flood, which could have been way worse than it was. I mean, we actually survived it pretty well. When catch basins plug up and the water overflows and it fills the underpass or somebody's basement, what one pulls out is usually sticks, leaves, grass clippings, trash, like bottles. And actually our stormwater ordinance says it's against the law to dump your grass clippings in the street gutter, your leaves over the hill into a drainage swale and things like that. And people don't think about that, but when it rains hard, all that stuff ends up on top of a catch basin. And then the water has nowhere to go. And so the proper way to do that is when you cut your grass is either to bag it up or take your blower and blow it back into the yard. Mm-hmm. For example, I passed one this evening that was a commercial grass cutter, and he had grass covering 3rd Avenue. Mm-hmm. And that's common. And if he leaves it there, then when it rains, all that grass ends up in the gutter, and then it all washes down on top or within a catch basin. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a public service announcement.
Right.
Sometimes we're our own worst enemy.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I have a question. Is Joplin Branch, is that a catch basin right there where where that stream runs into? No.
It goes. That's a culvert.
Well, it's a culvert.
That's
It
a
goes over the
96-inch culvert.
I walked down there. It was pretty well. I was close to dammed up down there.
Yeah, I think Gerald's guys.
I saw him down
We've been
there.
cleaning it out.
Yeah, I mentioned it to him after you said something. As I told you, I hadn't heard anything about it, but I'm sure he already had, and they were already working on it.
And when you get a bigger rain, you know, and an amount, I guess it's 3 inches.
It was over 3 inches, yeah.
But it's higher on the banks. So then you get bigger logs that come down because they float. I mean, that's, what Steve was talking about is preventable. The stuff that happens in Joplin Branch or up the hollow between Rock Lake and Arborview, it's a stream and it's in the woods. There's nothing you can do about it. But, you know, if you remember from Bible school, what did the Egyptians give the Israelis when they gave them straw to make the bricks? And grass clippings with the regular grit, it goes together and it stops things up. The worst thing ever is grass clippings.
Leaves are a pain.
Leaves, sticks, yeah.
Well, I agree with Steve earlier, Gerald. You all handled that well. I mean, it's a fight you lose in the beginning, but as far as recovery, the time to recover, I would put our recovery time up against anybody. You guys had the roads open the same day. I mean, you know, we worked around the clock. The city was cleaned up in just a few days. I know you're still fooling with some things, but and they've always done. Just to let you all know, we have a policy in place. We started this years ago, and Steve and Gerald and I worked a long time ago about being proactive with our storm sewer system. Started back in the day when we did the stormwater separation program, and we started, you know, figuring out how we needed to go attack this thing. And so we send our public works employees out every time there's a heavy rainfall prediction. We send them out all over the city. They hit all the hot spots, trying to clean out all the drains, make sure they're flowing properly. It doesn't mean that once the rain starts falling, things don't wash down there and plug them up, because they do, particularly in this kind of rainfall. But they always go out and make sure they're running free, clear at the time. Doesn't mean we're 100%, but we're close, particularly at the ones we know their trouble areas are. So, but if you guys ever have anything in your wards that you see that needs our attention, please let us know. We'll be happy to get out there and get after it before the rainfalls hit. But when you get 3.5 inches of rain in that quick period of time, I had a meeting with a resident today that was not happy with what happened at their home, and I get it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the city of South Charleston that caused the flooding; it was Mother Nature, and we lose those battles every now and then. You know, we can't win them all. But
Do you ever remember the underpass though being that high?
no, that's as high.
That's how high
Steve and
the
I
cell
talked.
is.
I've seen the water up to the
I
tracks.
know we're all similar.
But I've never seen it go all the way down to where I still call it the old shopping center.
Yeah,
It's
that
where
was
it's
amazing.
where the laundromat's at now, and I understand it made it all the way to the laundromat this time.
It made it to really Kentucky Street where you start going up.
You gotta be kidding.
It came over the road and turned down Kentucky Street, running like a river.
People didn't believe me when I was telling them.
I lived
You
at the
sent
bottom
me
down there.
that. That's
It's
crazy,
just-
yeah.
It was
I moved my
historic.
truck 3 times.
Really?
Dead Street and went over my dad's yard. I mean, which
Like a river. I'm
yeah, like a
sure,
river.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That was wild.
Well, when the water comes down Lincoln Drive, when it comes out of the creek and comes down the road, the underpass is done.
Yeah, you're done, yeah.
But then I had somebody tell me he had a catch basin behind his house. He said, and you know when it rains, who has to get out and clean this? And I said, well, you know what? I called the mayor the other day. You know what he told me he was doing? So he was going up behind his house to clean out the catch basin.
I was.
I mean, what else do you do?
Yeah.
Well, and then when you're
You have
done,
to
you
do
go
that,
fix your
yeah.
wife a cocktail because she's thirsty. That's what I had to do, right, sis?
She is not gonna believe you said that.
That's the story, that's the joke, but it's a true story. I'm up to my waist in water,
Doghouse.
had mud all over me. I finally get cleaned up and get ready to sound the rest. Honey, would you mind giving me a drink before you sit down? So there you go.
You're already up.
Thanks. You all think alike.
That's
Anyway.
what she said.
Yeah, so anyway, okay.
You guys did do a phenomenal job.
They
and
did.
I know it was unbelievable back to back there. We had too many things going on in 1 week that were just,
The last 2 weeks have been tough.
I
Yeah, they've
can't
been.
imagine.
I wanted to mention, I'm going to mention it this evening, I'm going to mention it again in our next council meeting, but the city's levy is on this primary election coming
Oh,
May
yeah, I
the
forgot about that.
14th. And we have to make sure that this levy passes. So I'm mentioning that tonight, maybe you can get the word out that our levy is on there.
And we need to get that out on our
How
social media
important that
pages and stuff. I meant to
passes.
tell y'all, remind y'all, we need to get the word out on that, so. Doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
And
At
it's the
early
last
voting-
page of the
I'm sure it
ballot.
will be,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on the ballot for the county,
Excuse
it's
me.
on the back of the ballot.
Yeah.
So we proofed them up there the other day, but,
It's passed 90% the last few times, but you can't take it for granted.
yeah, but
You
this
gotta-
is,
It's passed every
it's back
election,
of the
every
ballot and down
5
in
years
here,
since
so
1931.
they're not,
That's when
it's
it
not
was first
anything you're
enacted.
gonna, unless you specifically know you're from South Charleston, you're going up there to vote for the levy. So, I wanted to mention, I'll mention it again our next meeting. too.
Yes, please, Marty.
The early voting starts May the 1st. We've got 6 different branches all over the county that they can vote at. It's till May the 12th or something like that, so.
It's the Wednesday before, or I mean, the Saturday before the Tuesday election.
Yes, it's when it ends, the Saturday before the Tuesday election, that's correct. Whichever day.
Yeah,
it
Saturday at
is.
5 o'clock is before the Tuesday election, is the last time you can vote.
Another thing, real
Yeah.
quick, CVB, the last meeting we had, we only have 33 people registered to be in the Armed Forces Day Parade. So if anybody knows of any organizations or individuals that want to be in the parade, please have them reach out to Vicki.
Are the schools bands in it?
Yeah,
High
she
school,
said, she
middle
says
school?
what'd you say, Bob? We're about 20 registrants short from where we were last year at this time, so.
Okay. All right, anything else? Anybody? Motion adjourned?
So
All in favor? Adjourn.
Jerry,